Michael was a different level, man. He's a different level of competitiveness, just sure will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, in every aspect of the game, he changed it. I played against some of the greatest players in the history of this game. Michael Jordan was one of those guys that lifted my ability to the next level. We enjoyed the competition with one another. We played very hard and fiercely against one another, but it was like you had two gentlemen going head to head. Michael Jordan and I wasn't just coming down the court getting dunks at the dunks. We found creative ways to score. I can't tell you the fun and the pleasure I had to play against him. You know, and Michael and I, we never really talked about those games. It was kind of an unspoken thing between us. You know, the respect level that we had was at a different level. I think I had a great game in Atlanta, and I remember going to Chicago. Michael walks into our locker room, and we're still in suit and tie. We haven't gotten dressed yet, and he walks in our locker room, suit and tie, and I was like, what are you doing coming in our locker room? And I ain't gonna say exactly what I said. And so he walked by me, he walked by Kevin Willis, and he got to Randy Whitman, he tapped him on his butt, and he said, lace him up, it's gonna be a long night. He got 60 that night. He got 60. And it was a very close game. I think it went down to the last shot in that game, but I think he proved his point.
An unmistakable view of the Windy City and a lot of anticipation in the air. Welcome, everyone, to Chicago. This is Kevin Harlan along with me, Clark Kellogg. We've got David Aldridge joining us from the sideline as we get set to watch the Atlanta Hawks go up against the Chicago Bulls. Clark, this should be a beauty.
You know, each of these teams, Kevin, has a guy who is in the running for the league lead in scoring. I'm, of course, talking about two guys that don't need introduction, Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Going to be a lot of fun watching these guys try to one-up each other offensively.
And Clark, beyond just Jordan and Wilkins, plenty of other talented scorers on each of these teams as well.
Kevin, you make a very good point. I mean, these are two impressive high-octane lineups, which I think could result in this score really getting run up in a hurry.
This should be one to remember. And out there for Atlanta, Spud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright in the middle.
Expectations are high for Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W.
Now, here is Webb. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And Jordan gets it to go on the assist by Grant.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
You know, often, Clark, it's the team's respective leader who sets the tone for their whole squad.
You are correct, partner. So if Jordan or Wilkins can manage to get off to a hot start, that could spread to the other guys and get their whole team rolling early.
That's a good point. Some fresh competition, Clark, for the Bulls and Hawks in the league this year, with two expansion teams coming to the NBA in Orlando and Minnesota.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, these teams are focused on the game at hand. That's pretty obvious, but this is a very interesting time for the NBA. A lot of new talent and a new landscape.
A lot of growing indeed. And here is Webb, following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. Cartwright against Webb, unloads from 9, and the call on the shot sends him to the line.
And the 7-footer Koncak is a load to deal with, especially when he's trying to score.
Atlanta shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on. Which one is leading in the point column? Because I agree, the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be.
You know, you take a look at John Concack, and you can tell what he's about. He's a classic big guy who just wants to do his work down low. Shots in close and banging the board. Really smooth shot that time from MJ beyond the arc. Hawks can't afford to let him get it going from the three-point line.
The two scoring leaders facing off. But to dig deeper, let's go to a guy who can dig as deep as any, David Holdridge. DA.
Thanks, guys. We know that Dominique and Jordan's scoring will probably be the big story of the night. But there's a lot more to these guys' games that could affect the outcome. With Wilkins, we've seen a new focus from him on improving his rebounding. And as always, Jordan's defense can be just as impactful as his offense. Guys, back to you.
You know, David, that's an interesting point, and I think you're right. It's not just Clark about scoring tonight. It's got to be a multifaceted game. Wouldn't you agree?
I certainly would, Kevin. Limiting your opponent's touches and disrupting their shot attempts and their offensive flow, I think could be the real name of the game in this one. You just can't get it done with offense alone.
I know Jordan takes pride in his defense. We'll see if that's true tonight.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that.
The #1 objective, Clark, of this Bulls defense has to be limiting Dominique Wilkins' looks. They've got to contain that incredible scoring of his.
Kevin, you're all over it. Right on point. I mean, if Chicago can't disrupt his usual scoring, then they're in for a long night and some real trouble.
Webb misses off the left iron. Clark, I know the Bulls are hoping for big things this year after making it all the way to the conference finals a season ago.
You know, I think Chicago proving they can handle teams like these Hawks could be a really good sign for them as they look to become a more dominant and consistent force in this league.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Michael Jordan really making a difference here.
He can't miss from deep. The defense has to regroup here, and I think they've got to change things up because he's locked in from behind the arc.
Kevin Willis has checked in for Concack.
Kevin Willis.
Bulls on D. They lead by 11. Wilkins, the pass to Malone. Second shot opportunity. And another shot. That one's not going to go. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Credit to these Hawks, Clark, for having a constant postseason presence these last few seasons.
3 straight second-round appearances, and then last year a tough loss in the first round. But I say don't let that fool you. These Hawks are a very competitive team.
They really are. Malone's shot good. Hey, Clark, something that could be a difference maker in this one is Moses Malone's dominance on the glass.
I agree. I mean, Chicago is going to have to fight extremely hard to beat Malone to rebounds. He's relentless in pursuing them, especially offensive boards. But limiting the Hawks' second chance points, I think, is essential for this Bulls team.
Good observation. And here is Wilkins following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. Rivers can't get it to go.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
And here's Jordan outside. He just cannot miss. 8 up, 8 in. Flawless. All right, Clark, Wilkins and Jordan. A couple of talented one-on-one players who are both going to be seeking mismatches in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, if you're on either of these teams, you've got to be ready to come at Jordan and Wilkins defensively. Don't let them dictate things. Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. Now here's Jordan. 22 points for him. And the Bulls another 3.
They've been the aggressors right from the start, asserting themselves from the very beginning.
Passes it to Webb. He dishes it to Malone. It's Rivers on the wing. Clock at 6. Shot to stop the run, and he makes that one. Rivers has got his second basket of the game.
Very comfortable and confident from this range. Doc Rivers connected.
From deep, Jordan, another three for Chicago.
Draining threes left and right, making it rain from behind the arc.
He can't get it to go. We're at the end of the first quarter. We've got a blowout already in this one. It's Chicago just dominating this one. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago as the second quarter gets underway. It's been an exciting game so far between the hometown Chicago Bulls and the visiting Atlanta Hawks. The Bulls leading by 22.
For the Bulls, they've got a new coach at the helm this season. With Phil Jackson, this is his first stint as a head coach here in the NBA.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. We've got Rivers. Malone is out there with Carr. Then there's Dominique Wilkins, and it's Tony in at the point guard position. Now Rivers. It's Tony on the wing. Here's Carr. And it's Jordan with the rebound. Pass to Purdue. Armstrong against Rivers. And here's Jordan outside. And again, it's the Bulls from deep. Jackson, of course, a former player, a former assistant under Doug Collins in Chicago. And Clark, I hear he's got some interesting ideas when it comes to on-court strategy.
Well, Kevin, you know, he's certainly got some good pieces to test those ideas out with. There's no denying that. But what I think matters most is that the guys seem to relate to him and like him. Chemistry between players and head coaches is critical.
Well, you know, you played a long time, and you know how important that connection can be.
That's a very key deal.
Clark, how do you think the Bulls have done so far in defending Dominique Wilkins?
I think they've done a solid job, quite honestly. I mean, they've taken away the easy looks for him, and they're making him work for every shot. Kevin, that's really all you want to do against a great scorer like Wilkins.
Yeah, make him work for every bucket. That's a good point. And the first one drops. Atlanta making a switch here. Livingston's checked in. Both free throws good from Wilkins. You know, looking back at the opening quarter, Clark, Jordan managed to stay ahead of Wilkins in points scored.
Yeah, really good start for him, Kevin, in that regard, but can he keep doing that the entire game?
Right. Let's go to David Aldridge, who has some inside info on the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to the coaching staff and you say, what's the key to success against the Hawks, they have a one-word answer. Michael. They expect big numbers from Jordan, probably exceeding his average of 35 points from last season. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, that's good stuff there, David. Sometimes, Clark, the answer is that simple, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to complicate it, especially when you're talking about Jordan, because he does make it really simple. Although he's not a one-man show, his whole team is going to have to still step up.
And they take pride in that, don't they? Helping this very special talent do what they've got to do.
Yeah, they're pros, and they get their checks twice a month, too.
And so it's Pippen with it. He brings it up for Chicago.
Well, you got to appreciate how consistent these Atlanta Hawks have been. I mean, season to season, even while going through some roster shakeups, they've been steady. Tell you what, until they force him off the line, he'll just keep launching it from there. I love the aggression he's showing.
And here's Rivers, following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. Rivers bounce pass. The pass to Wilkins for the three. Rebound by the Bulls. Clark, as we know, last year the Hawks were able to hit 50 wins for the fourth consecutive season.
And Kevin, I think that speaks to obviously the product on the floor, but the quality of their organization too. I mean, these are players and coaches who just know how to win games.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. So far, Michael Jordan has been getting just about, Clark, everything he wants on the offensive end.
And that's not unexpected, but, you know, that doesn't bode well for the Hawks as Wilkins has been unable to answer Jordan with shots of his own, which I think says a lot about the job the Chicago defense is doing.
I agree.
The Hawks and the Bulls, when you look at the measurables of teams and players, pretty standard for the league, with explosively athletic backcourts and then quite a bit of size down low, too.
Here's Livingston. Tony uses the glass to finish the win. Tony's got his first 2 points.
Terrific accuracy on that pass. That's how you lead your teammate.
From deep, Jordan, another 3 for Chicago. Like we were talking about size, both of these teams guard a 7-footer at center.
Yeah, you know, Concac and Cartwright are very imposing at that position, Kevin. And then you get Grant and Malone are paired evenly at 6'10". So, hey, there's no way this game is not going to be physical in the paint.
Yeah, it'll be a battle for sure. Sinks the three-pointer.
Boy, tremendous vision from Rivers there. You see why he racks up so many assists.
Armstrong passes to King. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. King's got his first bucket of the night.
Hey, the field goal percentages tell the full story. One team is playing more smart and efficient basketball.
Jordan against Rivers. It's Tony on the wing. Knocks down the 3-ball. Tony's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Hawks.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
There's the 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Nicely done by Armstrong there. Recognized the overcommitment from the defense. Got his teammate a nice opportunity.
Here's Jordan, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, those are the ones you want back.
First team foul.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Michael Jordan. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
We all know about Michael's offensive prowess, okay? But he's incredible defensively as well. He works hard at that end, and that's rare for a star.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Bill Cartwright, he's checked in for Purdue. Grant comes in for King, and Hodges subbed in for Scottie Pippen. And so Jordan nails both of them. There's 42 seconds left in the first half. Webb the pass to Wilkins. Webb against Armstrong. Back to Wilkins. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Michael Jordan on the wing. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Pretty good display of strength by Jordan there. Absorbed the contact and still able to nail the shot.
The Bulls have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
At the line for Chicago, Michael Jordan. 1 shot.
1 shot.
Free throw good, Jordan. And right now, they're just trying to figure out how to snap out of this funk.
Yeah, you know, this is when you really need your leaders to step up and turn up the heat and take over.
Pass to Wilkins. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Dominique Wilkins unafraid to put his body on the line, going right into that interior defense and getting himself fouled in the act.
The Hawks have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. Malone with the steal. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. The Bulls on top, running away with this one. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. So welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter of this contest between the Bulls and the Hawks, where Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins have been going at it.
And as this second half gets underway, the defensive ability of the Hawks and Bulls only become more important. You got to limit your opponents down the stretch, and both of these teams have the ability to do that.
Here's Webb, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. They've got Cartwright. Paxson is out there with Michael Jordan. Then there's Grant, and it's Armstrong in at the small forward. Now here's Rivers. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Malone. Kicks to Rivers. Good, and the assist goes to Malone. Rivers has got 7 points. We were talking about this before, but Clark, some very capable defenders on both sides of the floor.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, the duo of Pippen and Jordan, so effective at wreaking havoc and forcing turnovers. And the Hawks have Doc Rivers, who can hassle ball handlers. He's physical as a backcourt defender, as well as Moses down low to eat that glass and block shots, too.
Yeah, both are fun to watch. We're going over the numbers from the first half. Clark, Jordan was able to top Wilkins in scoring in the first and second quarters combined.
A critical advantage partner that he worked really hard to get. Not all of his hoops were easy ones.
Right, you're right on that.
Another big night for Jordan. What a natural scorer he is. MJ simply can do it all.
And here's Rivers. He's got 7. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Poked away. Here's Malone. Another shot. And he lays it up and in. Malone's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, part of what makes Malone such a good rebounder is his aggressiveness. I mean, and he also has a real nose for the ball.
Count that one.
These Hawks have a trusted and capable leader steering the ship, and that's Coach Mike Fratello. He won Coach of the Year for his work with this team in the '86 season.
Webb against Paxson. Now, here is Webb. The shot will not fall. To the inside. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. Yeah, an experienced coach who knows his team inside and out. That's Mike Fratello. Clark, do you think that gives the Hawks an advantage?
I think it could, Kevin. I mean, Coach Fratello will have an easier time seeing what his team needs out there and will know what adjustments best suit this squad.
The Bulls making a switch here. Pippen's checked in. Carr, he's checked in for Atlanta. Free throw good, Jordan.
When you think about Michael Jordan, you think about scoring, putting the ball in the basket. But he does a lot of other stuff out there as well, like moving the ball effectively.
Here's Webb, here's Carr. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Grant. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Here's Jordan. Hits the jumper. Jordan's got 9 points now in the quarter. You know, we touched on it. Last year, Michael Jordan Clark was actually 8th in the league in total assists. He was a top 10 assist guy.
It's not something that comes to mind when you think about him, but it's very impressive nonetheless, Kevin. Shows you what kind of leader he is. He knows he's got to get his teammates involved and work well with them for his team to be its best.
Yeah, he's a terrific facilitator.
No doubt.
You've got to appreciate a dunk like that, even if you're wearing an Atlanta jersey. My goodness. Here in the third quarter, the Bulls, Clark, have managed to be pretty effective when it comes to defending Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, you know, their focus, Kevin, in terms of defending him, I think has really been good. Really good. And I think you can tell it started to frustrate Dominique a bit.
You can. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, Malone will not back away from physicality now. He uses all of that muscle of his to get his shot off despite the contact.
The Hawks shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
You know, Moses Malone is a true two-way player. He's an outstanding talent on both ends of the floor, able to score in dominating fashion, and really a ferocious rebounder.
Kings checked in for the Bulls. Hodges comes in for Paxson. And then for Atlanta, Willis, he checked in for Carr. Tony comes in for Rivers. And Smith subbed in for Webb. And the second free throw, good. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. As we get deeper into this game, Clark, it has been all Jordan offensively, as we can see, leaving Dominique well behind him.
You know, I didn't think it would be this one-sided. I mean, Jordan has just been operating at a totally different level, and Dominique has not managed to match that intensity or production.
You're so right.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And, you know, their lead just continues to grow, and it's not just because of their offense. They're getting it done at both ends.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Livingston's checked in for the Hawks.
Craig Hodges, shooting 1.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Free throw, no good from Hodges.
Hey, when you think of Hodges, his shooting certainly stands out, but specifically his ability to do major damage behind the arc. That's where he really adds value.
And once again off the mark by Atlanta. So it's Chicago now. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Pippen dishes to Grant. Here is Hodges. Passes it to Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Count it. Good.
Once Jordan gets inside with the Rockets, practically all over. He's that consistent at close range.
And so it's Atlanta with it. They need to find a high percentage shot, Clark, to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche.
Wilkins, no good. Hodges against Wilkins. Hodges, that's good.
Really good focus there from Hodges. Gets the tough shot to go down.
Smith against Jordan. Smith the pass to Wilkins. Looking to end the run. He got it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Chicago, able to put on a show for the ages. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Right back after this break. Welcome back, everyone. We get into the fourth quarter of this thrilling game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And this crowd is feeling it.
As this game wears on, you have to be so conscious of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's got something of a reputation for being a closer, and that's an understatement. He finds a way to push himself beyond his limits to come up with clutch points when his team needs it most.
Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. Tony is out there with Smith. Then it's Concat. Then it's Livingston. And it's Willis in at the 4 spot. Now, here is Jordan. Over Smith. And the Bulls tack on 2 more. Knowing that Michael Jordan likes to explode down the home stretch offensively, Clark, think the Hawks might increase the defensive pressure on them.
You know, it wouldn't shock me, Kevin, if they did just that. Just make sure somehow, some way, you don't allow him to put together a run.
Here's Smith after the made shot from Michael Jordan. Pass to Tony. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Free throw line jump shot. Here's Willis. No good that time. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Clark, as we come toward the end of this game, winding our way toward the finish line, the Bulls are doing all they can to limit Dominique Wilkins' production.
And it's working. They're making a strong effort to keep Wilkins from getting a lot of shot attempts. Jordan really confident rising up from deep. When he's in rhythm, he sinks these outside jumpers.
Outside, Willis. Up top, Tony. Guarded by Jordan. Tony, no luck. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
Yeah, and Jordan sees the floor so nicely. I mean, one of his guys has a clean look. He gets the ball to him in whip-like fashion.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Now the pass to Livingston. Armstrong against Smith. Here's Livingston. Pass to Concat. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Tony. Armstrong with it. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Armstrong's got 4 this quarter.
Their offense has really stood out. They're piling up the points and torching this defense.
Back to Smith. Outside, Willis. Tony against Jordan. Out to Smith. To stop the drought. And it's Willis finishing it off.
The Jet that time quick to find the open teammate there.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. To the middle. The shot's good from Jordan.
Boy, are they locked in on offense, knocking down every shot right now.
With the assist.
Here's the Hawks with the ball. Pass to Livingston. Willis with it. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Smith against Armstrong. Now here's Willis. T right on him. The rebound by Jordan. Willis has gone only 1 of 5 shooting from the floor. Grant kicks to Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam. Chicago, Atlanta. It's a special matchup, and these fans feeling a little extra electricity from Michael Jordan in this one. Smith the pass to Tony. Back to Smith. Outside Willis. It's Tony on the wing. He's defended by Jordan. Tony no luck.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
It's stolen by Tony. 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Out to the wing. Inside. Lays it up off the glass.
Really hard not to see the open teammate right there. Good find by Willis.
Here's Chicago. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Here's Neely, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Not posting the victory, they're running through the tape. Run through that finish line.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Pass to Tony. There's the pass to Concat. Here's Livingston. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Neely.
Boy, that's just a tough play from Livingston. Taking the foul and still getting the shot in the air.
The line for the Hawks, Cliff Livingston. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
An experienced forward, Livingston gives them depth off the bench along the front line.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And here are the Bulls now. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Getting some elevation, Michael Jordan. And Jordan throws it down.
Boy, listen to this Chicago crowd erupting. What a jam by Michael Jordan.
Here's Smith to the left wing. Here's Carr. They grab their own miss. And the Chicago Bulls, Clark, managed to pull out the win here tonight with Michael Jordan delivering a terrific performance to overcome Wilkins and these Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Kevin, able to beat Dominique's offensive talents once again. Always special, though, to watch these two go at it head-to-head. MJ got the better of Dominique this time.
He did tonight. But looking beyond just the 2 stars, Clark, as you like to say, this was a team win.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, Jordan cleared and made the way, but the rest of the Bulls did a terrific job.